The Apple ecosystem, the perfect mesh of products and lifestyle. The Apple ecosystem is something that I've talked about a ton on this channel, and I'll probably talk about a ton more in the future. It's a very apparent thing with Apple products that maybe they don't make the best individual product at the time, but when you pair it with some of their other products, it makes each one significantly better than their maybe Samsung or Android or PC counterpart. Whatever it is, Apple seems to make phones or headphones or laptops that might not be the best price performance. They might not be the best value. They might not even be the best computer. But when you compare them with other products, it makes it really, really enjoyable. So let's talk about why it's so sticky. Apple is obviously a massive corporation. They are built on the idea that tech should be more of a lifestyle instead of just a piece of technology. Your laptop should be a status symbol, not just a laptop. Your phone should be a status symbol, not just a phone. And while many people might disagree with this and might get upset and annoyed at people who look at their phones, look at their laptops, look at their computers and think, just because I have this, I'm wealthy, it doesn't really matter what other people think, because as long as the person who's paying the money for it thinks that it's an important thing to have a MacBook because it looks good to have a MacBook, then that's all that matters, because they're the ones who are buying it. So the Apple ecosystem is incredibly sticky, and there are a few ways that they make this happen. The big one is iMessage.
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 iMessage is Apple's messaging service. It's basically their text messaging service, their non-text messaging service. It's basically the best way to communicate if you have an iPhone and you are communicating with another iPhone. iMessage is so well integrated with the entire Apple ecosystem that you could pick up your phone in the living room, put it down, check your Apple Watch, get the same message on there, go over to the kitchen, grab your iPad, check the message from there, go upstairs to your bedroom, open up your laptop and your MacBook Pro and have an iMessage sitting on that for you. It all works super seamlessly together, and it's all really built to be super easy to use. It's not designed to be cumbersome where you have to log in a bunch of different times. You log in once with your iCloud email or your iCloud account, and then you have access to that on that Apple device. It's really seamless, it's really easy, and it's wonderful. Number two is going to be photos. Photos merge from device to device, whether you're on your phone, iPad, or MacBook, the photos are going to be there. This is a simple one, but definitely something I think a lot of people enjoy. And on the photos one is what I think the most important one, and that's the iCloud backup system. iCloud is something that annoys most people. It's 5 gigabytes for free, and then 99 cents for 50 gigabytes, and then like $2.99 for a terabyte, and it sort of goes up that way. What Apple's done with iCloud is nothing short of remarkable. What they do is, without really asking, they just sort of back your phone up to the iCloud. And a lot of people have seen that message, the notification on their smartphone, their iPhone, and it says, not enough storage in the iCloud, can't back up, you need to purchase more storage. So to get rid of that notification, you're like, it's 99 cents a month, it's nice to have the backup, it's nice to have all these things. So you're like, whatever, it's 99 cents a month, I'll just do it for 50 gigabytes. So you buy that. And now you take your first step into getting locked in to the Apple ecosystem. For 99 cents a month, you lock yourself into Apple forever. Not technically, but pretty much technically. So now for the next year, let's say, you'll continue to back up your smartphone, your iPhone to the cloud. You have the iCloud backup, so if your phone were to break, you could restore it from that. And then you say, I want to upgrade my phone. What phone should I get? Well, if I just get the newest iPhone, I'll be able to just download all my apps, all my messages, all my photos, all the data from each app. I'll just be able to download that onto my phone, onto my new phone. So you just get that because you're already paying the 99 cents a month. So you just continue to do that and you're stuck in the Apple ecosystem. I think iCloud, as a lot of people don't love it, it's gotten hacked a couple times, which really wasn't hacking, it was more social engineering, where people were tricked into thinking that they were giving their login to Apple, but they were wrong and it wasn't Apple, so then they got hacked basically. But iCloud is extremely safe. It's just as safe as any other cloud storage solution. And the way it backs up is brilliant. It is almost impossible to move from iPhone to iPhone constantly and then say, I want to move to Android and having the same experience. It's just not the same. It doesn't work even anywhere close to the same as iCloud does. And I would say that that's the biggest reason the Apple ecosystem is so sticky. It's pretty much nothing every month. It's 99 cents. That's not a lot of money. And for a lot of people, the convenience is worth it. Why would you switch from an iPhone to an Android phone if you could just download everything and have your phone look the exact same way it did 2 hours ago when you had your old phone, as opposed to now when you have your new phone? And I think that Apple has done a brilliant job with that to date. Finally, I would say it's all of Apple's apps that they service themselves, whether it's podcasts, mail, iMessage, we already talked about, photos, iMovie, GarageBand. There are 1,000 apps, files, iCloud Drive, numbers, pages, PowerPoint, but not PowerPoint. All of these things that Apple makes it really easy to get comfortable in their ecosystem. You have an iPhone already, so I might as well get a MacBook so you have the iMessages. And then you start using the MacBook, you're like, well, I might as well use Pages because then I can get all of those documents onto my smartphone and onto my iPad. And then you have the Pages and you're like, well, I might as well start using Numbers instead of Excel because I can use this on my phone and I can use it on my iPad. And I think that it all starts to sort of mesh together where you just continue to use Apple apps and Apple products. So there's no reason to move on to anything else because the Apple products work well and they work well together. But it's important to note that this whole system wouldn't work unless the apps that Apple gave you didn't work as well as they already do. If the apps that Apple gave you, like iMessage, sucked, it wouldn't lock you in. Samsung has their own text messaging service and it sucks. It's not good. It's a useless. It's no better than any other text messaging service. iMessage is better. It steps above. You can send larger files to other people with iMessage. You can send massive photos and videos to people with iMessage. You can send cool text messages like the balloons on happy birthday and the different types of messaging type things you could send on an iPhone. And a lot of people really value that. I value that. I know my fiance values that. There are a lot of things that Apple has built in, like an emoji, where you can make those stupid little pig faces talk because it's cool and you can send it to other people with iPhones and it's a cool thing. All of this has to work really well together and all of it has to be done correctly. Google has made a million different messaging services and they can't get it right. They have the majority of the smartphone market using Android, but they haven't released a messaging app that is nearly as good as iMessage. If they did, maybe there'd be a discussion for the Apple ecosystem not being quite as good. But until they do that, nothing can come close to the Apple ecosystem. Whether you have the phone, the AirPods and the watch, or just the iPad and the computer, it doesn't matter what sort of the combination of products you have is, but it's more or less just about having a couple products and seeing how well they work together. I know with my family in particular, they all have iPhones. And then they always ask me, like, what should I get? Well, I always suggest getting an iPad if you want to get a computer because that'll be good enough for what you want to do. You want to watch Netflix and maybe use the occasional, like, spreadsheet. Just get an iPad, that'll be fine. It's cheap and it's good. And it has iMessage and it has a cloud and it has all this stuff. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I can see my pictures and my videos and I can text from it. Yes, you can do all that stuff. Okay, so what kind of headphones should I get? Well, I love the AirPods because the way they pair are super nice. They're wireless. They don't sound like the greatest things ever, but they're functional. And then every single time that they get the AirPods, they love them. My brother loves them. My mom loves them. I think my sister likes them a lot. I like them a lot. They're awesome. But they have to make good products. So this whole system wouldn't work unless everything worked well together and then the individual products could stand by themselves, whether they were with the Apple ecosystem or not. And I think that that's really what Apple's done quite well, where they built this whole system. And it's not that expensive when you think about it. To get an iPhone is no more expensive than any other phone, basically. So once you get the iPhone, to get the Airpods, it's $150, $160. So that's not too expensive. To get an iPad, it's like $300. That's not too expensive. To dip your toes into the Apple ecosystem isn't very expensive. When you start talking about Macs, those get far more pricey, but for $1,000 you can get a MacBook Air. That's decently powerful. I don't love it, but it's decently okay. So what it comes down to is building products that work extremely well together, and then also making the products work well by themselves. They have to be good products, whether they were with another product or not, but then once they come together, they make each one better. The Apple ecosystem is amazing. It's so frustrating how great it is because there's nothing like it. Once you get into the Apple ecosystem, it's really tough to get out. And once you move out of it, maybe you like it and you prefer it. I know that whenever I've moved out, I've always missed iMessage. I've always missed the iCloud backup. I've always missed a lot of little things that I really enjoyed. So thank you for watching. I'm Scott with Techno Eclipse. Thank you again for 5,000 subscribers. That's insane. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a happy holiday, and I will see you again soon. Peace out. Hopefully I was in focus.